Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, depending upon when you're listening to this, or middle of the night, maybe. Um, I've had this something I want to share. I don't know if there's someone struggling with this, but it's been strong on my heart for a few days. And when I was sitting reading this morning, um, what I read made me smile, and I just felt like, it's time. Sometimes when I want to make these videos, I get all of these fun ideas, kind of theatrical, different things I could do that would really be catching and get your attention, and make you want to watch more, like what's she gonna do next? Um, but the thing is it just doesn't always work out like that. And, uh, and I do want to be very authentic with you and make sure you're really receiving what it is that I'm trying to say to you. So, today I want to talk about waiting on the Lord. And this is something that's been important to me for quite a while now because I grew up in the church and I witnessed a lot of people who would have something in their life and they would say, "Well, I'm just praying about it, just waiting on the Lord." And you know, growing up as a child into my adolescent years, I'm thinking, so that's it? Like, you're gonna pray about it and wait on the Lord? Like, what about what you do? Like, where's your part in it? What role do you play? That seems very dormant to me. Um, it's amazing the revelations that the Most High will give to children. I guess that's what Jesus meant when he said, "You chose to reveal your secrets to babes." Because as I've grown older, grown in knowledge, really diving into Hebrew language for the meanings, realizing that the Hebrew language is verbal, and waiting, even the word waiting is a verb. And I really started to think on that. Just when we, as Americans, for sure, think of waiting, things that come to mind is stopping at a red light. And we do nothing. We sit there and we wait for it to turn green. And there are times when this is important because we shouldn't attempt to do things against God's will, thinking we can figure it out on our own or do it by our own means, and then, if we make a mess of it, he'll clean it up in the end, or we should always want to be in his will. With that being said, here's what I learned about the word waiting. This was very fabulous. One day, my friend, who has a doctorate in Hebrew language, sent me this thing that he wrote about waiting on the Lord. And I was actually hunting when I received it. And I'm reading it going, waiting in Hebrew is just like hunting. If you don't know a thing about hunting, let me explain to you what it's like. You're up before the sun preparing, and then you have boots on the ground in the dark as you go after pursuing the thing that you're there to find. And when you get to where you want to be, just as the sun's beginning to peak, you sit and you watch with expectancy. Watching with expectancy. And if after a certain amount of time you're not seeing what you are pursuing, you move. You move, boots back on the ground, you move. You're still waiting, but you're actively waiting. You're activating yourself in the waiting. Then more waiting, watching, waiting with expectancy. And you do this and you do this and you do this until finally everything is in a line and you are able to do the thing that you came there to do and see its fulfillment. This morning I was reading Romans chapter 8. What made me smile was verse 25. And if we expect what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with endurance. It's a beautiful thing waiting on the Lord. We do it eagerly with endurance. You really do have to have a never say die attitude as you go after the things you are believing you are going to get, with expectancy, with determination, with endurance. So whatever you're asking Him for, whatever you're believing Him for, seek Him first. Do your preparations. Make sure you're right before Him. If there's people in your life you're not right with, get right with them as well. First 2 commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your body, all your strength, all your soul, everything you are. You love Him first. Second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you have something wrong between you and another, you go do what you can to make it right. After that, you have no doubt that you can go to the Lord with absolutely anything, expecting that He will hear you and you will receive. And do not put a time stamp on God, because you're not king and ruler, He is. But you be His faithful servant in endurance, and because of His great love toward us, you will find your answers in Him. Thanks for listening, be encouraged, and keep fighting that good fight. Bless y'all.